Your life as every rank of dark web hacker. Level 1. The Curious Kid. You're 14 years old. You're watching a YouTube video at 11 p.m. when you should be sleeping. The video is about how Wi-Fi passwords work. Not how to steal them, how they work. The mathematics underneath. The way data travels through air as radio waves and gets encrypted and decrypted millions of times per second. The person explaining it is calm and technical and treats the viewer like someone intelligent enough to understand. You watch it 3 times. You've always been good with computers in the way that some kids are good with computers. Not in a flashy way, in a quiet way. You understand how things fit together. When something breaks, you don't panic, you investigate. You follow the logic until you find where it went wrong. Your teachers describe you as analytical. Your parents describe you as spending too much time in your room. You find more videos, then forums, then documentation. There's an entire world of people who spend their time understanding how systems work, where they're weak, how they can be made to do things they weren't designed to do. These people have a name for themselves: security researchers, penetration testers, ethical hackers. They find the holes so the holes can be fixed. You download Kali Linux. It's a free operating system built for security testing. It has hundreds of tools already installed. You spend 3 weeks learning what each one does, not using them. Learning them the way you'd learn the tools in a workshop before you build anything. Understanding the purpose before you touch the thing. You're 14 years old in your bedroom, and you're learning a language that most people don't know exists. Not a programming language, a systems language. The language of how things are built and where the cracks are. You're not thinking about crime. You're thinking about puzzles. The whole thing is one enormous interlocking puzzle, and you want to understand all of it. That's all it is at 14. Just curiosity. Just a kid who wants to understand how things work. Most kids who start here stop here. They learn, they get interested in something else, they move on. The curiosity doesn't become anything. It's just a phase. You are not most kids. Level 2, the Script Kiddie. You're 16. You've crossed the line you didn't announce crossing. It happened gradually. Understanding the tools led to wanting to test them. Testing them in controlled environments led to wondering if they worked in real environments. Wondering led to trying. Trying led to the evening you sat at your desk and pointed a tool at your neighbor's Wi-Fi network and watched it work. You didn't do anything with the access. You got in, confirmed you were in, and got out. The point wasn't the access. The point was that it worked, that you understood enough to make it work. That feeling. That's the thing you weren't prepared for. Not pride exactly, something more specific. The feeling of a system designed to keep people out opening for you because you understood something about it that other people didn't. The asymmetry of it. The whole world walking past a locked door and you knowing where the key is kept. You keep going. The school network next. A simple exploit, publicly documented, that the school's IT department hadn't patched because school IT departments are perpetually underfunded and understaffed. You're in their system in 20 minutes. You look around. You find nothing interesting. Grade databases, administrative files, nothing that matters to you. You leave without touching anything. But you were there. You find tools online that other people built, scripts that automate attacks. You run them without fully understanding every line of code inside them. This is what the community calls Script Kiddie territory. Using other people's work without fully understanding it. The lowest tier. The entry level. You know you're at the bottom. You can read the forums well enough to understand the hierarchy. Script kiddies are looked down on by everyone above them. They're considered dangerous in the way that people who use power tools without understanding them are dangerous. To themselves and others. You decide to actually learn. Not just run tools. Understand them. Build them. Know what's happening at every step. This decision is the one that changes everything. Not the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Not the school network. The decision to go deeper. Level 3. The Gray Hat. You're 18. You've spent 2 years learning things that aren't taught in schools. Python, then C, then assembly language which almost broke you but didn't. Network protocols, web application architecture, database structures, cryptography. You learned by reading documentation, by taking things apart, by breaking things in controlled environments and understanding why they broke. You're good now. Not elite, but genuinely good. Good enough to find real vulnerabilities in real systems. You start doing something that exists in a legal and ethical gray area so large, you can spend years inside it without touching either edge. You find vulnerabilities in websites and applications. Real vulnerabilities in real company systems. SQL injections, authentication bypasses, exposed APIs, misconfigured servers. The internet is full of them because software is hard and security is hard, and most companies treat security as an afterthought until something goes wrong. Sometimes you report what you find. Some companies have bug bounty programs. They pay researchers to find vulnerabilities before criminals do. You've made $800 from 3 reports. Not much. But real money from real companies for legitimate work. Sometimes you don't report. Not because you exploit what you find, you just don't tell anyone. You find the hole, you look through it, you leave. You tell yourself, this is victimless. Nobody got hurt. You didn't take anything. You just looked. The line between looking and taking is a real line, and you know where it is. You haven't crossed it, but you've been in places you weren't supposed to be, many times, without permission, without announcement. The fact that you didn't do anything harmful once you were there doesn't fully resolve the question of whether you should have been there at all. You think about this sometimes. You think about it less than you should. Level 4, the dark web. You're 19. You go through the Tor browser for the first time. Tor routes your traffic through multiple encrypted relays around the world, making the origin of the connection nearly impossible to trace. It's used by journalists, dissidents, privacy advocates, researchers, and criminals. The technology itself is neutral. What you do with the anonymity is the variable. You've known about the dark web for years. You've avoided it not from fear, but from a specific instinct that some doors are better left closed. You know what's on those forums. You've read enough to know. And you've told yourself that your hacking exists in the gray area of security research, not in the black market of criminal infrastructure. But you're curious. You're always curious. And tonight, you decide to just look. The forums are not what movies make them look like. They're functional, organized, structured like professional marketplaces. There are sections for tools, for data, for access, for services. People have reputation scores. Transactions have escrow. There are dispute resolution processes. It looks like a market because it is a market. You find a thread where someone is selling access to corporate networks. Not the data inside them, the access itself. A foothold, a way in. Listed with the company size, industry, level of access, price, like a real estate listing. This property, these features, this price. You read through dozens of these listings. You understand technically what each one represents. You could evaluate the quality of the access being sold. You have the skills to use what's being offered. You also have skills that the people on this forum want. Skills that could produce what they're selling. Someone posts a request. They need a penetration tester with specific skills for what they describe as a security audit. Private message for details. Pay in Bitcoin. Serious inquiries only. You read the post 3 times. You close the browser. You open it again 2 days later. Level 5, the first job. You're 20. You took the job. You told yourself several things before you took it. That you didn't know who the client was or what they intended to do with the access. That you were providing a technical service like a locksmith. That if you didn't do it, someone else would. That $5,000 in Bitcoin was real money that could change your situation in a way that bug bounties never would. These are the arguments people make when they've already decided and need the decision to feel justified. The target is a mid-sized logistics company. You're given a domain name and told to find a way in. No other context, no stated purpose. You spend 3 weeks on it. Reconnaissance first, mapping their systems, their employees, their email addresses, their public-facing infrastructure. Then phishing. A carefully crafted email to an accounts payable employee that looks like it's from their software vendor. She clicks. You have a foothold. From there, you move laterally through the network, carefully, quietly, leaving as few traces as possible. You reach the level of access the client asked for. You document it. You hand over the credentials and the method of access. $5,000 arrives in Bitcoin. You sit with what you've done. You try to reconstruct the justifications. Locksmith. Someone else would have. Didn't know the purpose. The justifications are thinner now that the money is real, and the access has been handed to an anonymous person on a dark web forum for an unknown purpose. You don't know what happened to that access. You never will. The logistics company might have noticed nothing, or someone used your foothold for something that made the news and you didn't connect it to your work. You don't know, and the not knowing is designed into the system. The anonymity that protects you also means you never see the consequences of what you hand over. You tell yourself once, this was once. You take another job 6 weeks later.
Subscribe to F Society.